Here at GameLinked, we like to give gaming news to everyone, even those who have personally wronged me, like Dave Saunders of Bloomington, Illinois. Even companies who have wronged me can watch my news, even Nintendo, who has officially killed the Yuzu Switch emulator. The emulator's makers have agreed to a settlement just a week after being sued by the Japanese gaming conglomerate. Not only do the Yuzu crew have to stop distributing the software, but they have to pay $2.4 million for the privilege. Now, that sounds bad, but it gets worse. Citra, the Nintendo 3DS emulator, is also being shut down as a result of the lawsuit. This move has upset many game preservationists who feel that since Nintendo shut down the 3DS eShop, emulation is the only way to access many of its titles. However, Nintendo has made their feelings on the matter very clear in an official FAQ, saying that playing games Nintendo is no longer selling is still a crime.
You're going to jail.
In the same statement, Nintendo pledges to find ways to bring classics back to current systems. As an example, they cite their Virtual Console service, which Nintendo shut down last year. But they can't shut down emulation. Hours after Yuzu died, 2 new Switch emulators took its place. It's like the Hydra, except it's a bunch of angry nerds. Mythical angry nerds.
They grow in numbers.
Meta has announced it will delete all Oculus accounts at the end of this month in an email sent to Oculus users. This is par for the course for the company. In 2020, the artist formerly known as Facebook announced they would be ending support for Oculus accounts in 2023. They also tried to make Oculus users log in with Facebook accounts, because of course they did. It took them about a year to realize that was stupid and no one wanted that, so they created Meta accounts after the company got its new name. Now, anyone that still has an Oculus account needs to migrate it to a Meta account. If you don't, you'll lose access to everything from your account, like games, any DLC you paid for, achievements, and store credit. If you're not sure if you still have an Oculus account, it seems Meta isn't either. At least 2 people who work at The Verge received the email instructing them to migrate their Oculus accounts, despite them having already done so. Sure, they may have all your personal information, but that doesn't mean they can remember it all.
It's a lot.
Helldivers 2 will be getting mechs soon, according to the official Helldivers 2 Twitter account. This is a big deal since pilotable mechs were teased in the trailers before the game even launched. However, developer Arrowhead Studios couldn't work on them because they were apparently too busy fixing the game's busted servers. Actual mech gameplay already leaked last week on Twitter after gamers somehow got their hands on the vehicles in-game. Other pilotable machines may also be incoming, since gameplay of a Warthog-like recon vehicle also leaked on Twitter. While the devs haven't officially given a specific date on when players will be able to literally stomp out bugs, I'm sure they're working hard on getting that to us. Perhaps the hardest working employee at Arrowhead is Joel, the official game master for Helldivers 2. He's been working so hard that the studio announced an emergency expansion of the game master team to give the poor guy a break. According to Arrowhead community lead Catherine Baskin, Joel, God of War, hasn't been sleeping really much. Baskin claimed that Joel sent her messages at 4 a.m. during the game's launch weekend because they were the only ones still awake. War never sleeps, so now that is Joel. Ruler of the Crimson Throne, consumer of coffee.
Devourer of the sacred bean.
Now it's time for Quick Bits, brought to you by Ridge. The OG Pocket Bulge fighters are celebrating their 11-year anniversary, and you're all invited. Even you, Dave Saunders. We all know what you did. Sleek and stylish, the Ridge wallet can hold up to 12 cards and stash your cash securely with its built-in money clip or elastic band. It's crafted from premium RFID blocking materials and comes with a lifetime warranty. Plus, there's over 30 colors and styles to choose from. One for every personality. Still not convinced? Take it for a spin with their 45-day test drive offer. And if it's not your thing, just send it back for a full refund, no questions asked. Check out their anniversary sale using the link below and save today.
Don't worry, Quick Bits don't bite unless provoked. Or if you suddenly move, or if you look at them too much, or don't look at them enough. Otherwise, you're fine. Developer Funcom has released new details about its upcoming survival MMO, Dune Awakening, which is hopefully more than just a flashy movie tie-in with an overused subtitle. According to Funcom, the game features a combination of survival, combat, and building elements, which evolve as the player progresses from a lone survivor in a desert to a participant in large battles between political factions. Dune Awakening takes place in an alternate timeline on what is otherwise mostly a lore-accurate version of Arrakis, giant worms, feminist Illuminati space wizards, desert planet made out of drugs. You get the idea. However, the developers did ask the Herbert family's permission to change the fact that, in canon, shooting a energy shield with a laser causes a nuclear explosion, because otherwise players would be constantly nuking each other to kingdom come.
That's what Fallout 76 is for.
Respawn Entertainment is making another Titanfall game, but it isn't Titanfall 3. This is according to statements made from Jeff Grubb from Giant Bomb and an Axios interview with Respawn boss Vince Zampella. Allegedly, the game director of the Titanfall series, Steve Fukuda, is leading a small Skunkworks team on a project set in the Titanfall universe, but that apparently isn't like a game with online multiplayer and a single player campaign, according to Grubb. What does that mean? I don't know. Just let me pilot a Titan, please.
And run on walls, maybe?
It's a tower defense game. Suicide Squad's player count is now dropping to levels lower than that of Gotham Knights, the open world co-op superhero game that launched 2 years ago. To be fair, Suicide Squad's player count would be higher if everyone could actually play it. Some gamers who bought the game still haven't been able to play since launch. Perhaps as a result, PlayStation is allegedly refunding some digital copies in spite of their stated policy. This is similar to how PlayStation handled the launch of Cyberpunk 2077, the second worst thing to come out in 2020.
Pardon me.
If you were born sometime in the last century, get ready for a hit of nostalgia because Larian Studios just confirmed that the physical edition of Baldur's Gate 3 will ship as a set of 4 discs for Xbox. According to Larian's publishing director, Michael Dowse, the game was a mere 500 megabytes too big to fit onto 3 discs, so they've decided to go with 4 rather than leaving out content. Unfortunately for Xbox users, this will likely mean that the Xbox version will ship at least a week after the PS5 version, which only has 2 discs, and the PC version, which only has 1. Look on the bright side, you wanted a physical edition, and now technically there's 4 times as much physical. And Red Dead Redemption voice actor Roger Clark will be reprising his role as Arthur Morgan this August as the character narrates an audiobook. The novel is called Red Dead's History, written by Tor Olson, the college professor who teaches a Red Dead Redemption history class at the University of Tennessee. It's real, and so is the book, which is based on that class and which uses Red Dead games as a way to talk about American history in the period of 1880 to 1920. Olson says he wanted the book to serve as a companion to the game, to give it new meaning it may not have had before. I can't wait to read the chapter that explains why Arthur screamed, "Letty!" the way he did. Perhaps cowboys had echolocation back then, or some kind of mating call. It's working on me.
Lenny!
And I'm calling you back here on Thursday for more gaming news. It'll be a lot like today, except all the stories will be different. I may not even be here, and even if I am not here, I'll be different. All right.